Temporal knowledge ne'er can find, however oceanic it might grow, what model nature has in mind, what changes future man will show.
One who counts on the erudite, their theories, speculations, views, to read this cryptic scroll aright, must be prepared for dismal news.
So what I foresee is that there will occur calamities.
Including nuclear war.
There will be a nuclear war. But its effect will be greatly restricted. Certain strange developments will occur, so that although it will all appear to be natural or for geographical or astrophysical causes, but they will be deliberately created actions of superconsciousness. And explanations may be rendered for them, but they will be the outcome of our present disregard of evolutionary laws.
After many thousand years, humanity will still depend upon the visions of her seers, the veil that hides the truth to rend.
The mere existence of this urge should be enough to inform the wise that for a look beyond the verge, we must to higher levels rise. And there must be a certain route prescribed for us to reach this height, for both the simple and the astute, where one the world beyond can sight. Those who expect their intellect to plumb this still unphantomed main, the heaven-appointed path reject, to wander here and there in vain. The learned, who have won to fame, are more to this delusion prone. Some e'en think the only name by which the world lives is their own. Until the icy blast of death snuffs out the bloated ego's flame, and gone is with the parting breath the stranger who had built the name, leaving the world to mourn the loss of one still there, intact and whole, beyond the bourne no one can cross, to glimpse this wonder of the soul.
The marvel which we ne'er in all our life are able to perceive, though always at our beck and call, one with us when we laugh or grieve, yet so remote from all we know, we ne'er its picture can evoke, or e'en guess from the outer show who acts behind the body's cloak. The wind of change is blowing hard. Only the learned and the elite, who our laws and traditions guard, still fail to read the signs aright.
For mankind has stepped as a whole from childhood into adolescence, but most still act a childish role due to our mentors' lack of sense. The ills of child delinquency, of drug addiction, drink, and vice, which grow in count and frequency, are warning signs which should suffice to tell us that something is wrong in modern life, to make us pause and look round patiently for long until we hit upon the cause. A war is brewing, as the learned have no idea of nature's plan, to which the bulk their back have turned as arrogantly as they can.
One can foresee with what contempt the poor survivors of the war, distraught, disheveled, and unkempt, would view those now in front rows are, who saw the signs but made no move until the gathering storm broke out, to drive them bleeding from the groove, not with endearment, but the knout.
The tendency to violence is not a healthy trait in man, and save from purely self-defense must always be kept under ban.
This will teach scholars and the elite, who both now dominate the stage, that there are worlds beyond their sight, unfolded to the illumined sage. The lesson taught shall make it clear on what a vast, gigantic scale nature at times does interfere in those affairs where mortals fail. A competitive humankind, contending for the pride of place, or wealth and assets one can find in other segments of the race, cannot survive, try as she might, for much time in the nuclear age, as contest of fire can ignite, which earth can lick up with its rage.
The only way that can ensure survival is remove the cause, the tempting bait, the catching lure that prompt the use of teeth and claws. There is no harm if some attain to rank or greater share of wealth, but they become luxurious, vain, and prodigal, which ruins health, and sets a bad example for the rest by kindling envy's fire, so that they labor too hard or become corrupt and roll in mire, to have a larger bank account, computer, sailboat, or a car, a plane to fly or horse to mount, delights of free love with a star. Something new, more expensive than the brand or model which they own, a villa on a grander plan, built with the headache of a loan.
The very presence, very sight, and e'en existence of this hulk of unrestricted wealth or might is virtual poison for the bulk of mankind, as it generates a competition fierce and keen for these two tempters, which creates a ceaseless battlefront between the toiling masses and the rich, or those who hold the higher grades, for which the former always itch, till slowly hate their heart invades. Projected on a larger scale, the same two sirens lead to war, and if remedial measures fail, will always mankind's prospects mar. There is no hope of lasting peace or love among the nations, till these two tempters do but cease to incite the mobs to fight and kill.
Why we of high ideals dream or harbor bright utopias is just because a guiding beam tells us to change our social laws. The office of the awakened sage is how to actualize these dreams. What are the errors, what the rage, what the excesses and extremes which stubbornly obstruct the way leading toward the appointed goal? For dazzled by a bright display, a toxic glow from burning coal, the festive crowds drunk with delight, the rulers, scholars, traders, priests, enchanted by the wondrous sights, engrossed in pleasure, fun, and feasts, regard with disbelief at first the warnings from that holy shore. But soon, when missiles start to burst, they see ablaze the glittering store.
To what degree the human mind, the learned and unlettered both, can be insensitive and blind, as if bound by a solemn oath, not to admit in any case what is a stark reality, a clear truth, staring in the face, so striking none can fail to see, a truth unquestionably plain, but o'erlooked due to prejudice, or lack of insight hard to explain, or something seriously amiss, is borne out by the attitude of knowledge to the patent truth, transparent, unmistakable, nude, a limb of history in sooth, that every culture of the past that favored luxury to enjoy the fruit of labor hard and fast, nature took good care to destroy.
And it befell in every case that once fallen, no one rose again, as if a canker hard to trace invades the self-indulgent brain.
This did not happen once or twice, but hundreds of times.